back to my channel, my people. On the 3rd of October 2025, the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, has come out to say something. He said that Nnamdi Kanu will soon be released. Watch this video to the very end to know the relationship that is behind it. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please do well to click the subscribe button, like this video, and drop your comments. Don't forget to share it. Most importantly, watch it so that you will understand the relationship that is behind it that made Alex Otti to come out to say that Nnamdi Kanu will soon be released.
For the first time in a long while, Governor Alex Otti has boldly told Nigerians that President Bola Tinubu is favorably disposed to freeing Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, you heard me right. Otti said in no distant future, Nnamdi Kanu will regain his freedom. But what does this really mean? Is this another empty political promise or a real sign that Kanu's release is finally close? Stay with me till the very end because I will break down 10 powerful facts that reveal why this statement is not ordinary and why it may be the biggest breakthrough in Kanu's long struggle. You need to watch this analysis to the end because the details hiding in this story go beyond what the newspapers told you. It is about power negotiation, regional unity, and the political future of the Southeast. By the end, you will clearly see whether this is hope or another deception. Otti put his integrity on the line. Governor Alex Otti's words in Abia were not just random political speech. Otti has built a reputation as a man who doesn't make careless statements. When he declared openly that President Tinubu is favorably disposed to releasing Nnamdi Kanu, it wasn't just empty talk. It was a huge political gamble. Remember, this wasn't a private conversation whisper in the corner. Otti said it boldly during an official visit with cameras rolling and top dignitaries present. If Kanu is not released in the coming months, Otti's credibility will take a heavy hit. His political enemies will use it against him, and his supporters may lose trust in him. That is why this statement carries weight. Otti knows this risk, but he still went ahead. Why? Because he must have received strong assurance from the presidency. For him to tie his political reputation to Kanu's freedom means there is more behind the scenes than Nigerians are being told. This is why we cannot dismiss his words as just another empty political promise. Tinubu cannot ignore the Southeast forever. For decades, the Southeast has complained of marginalization in Nigeria. From federal appointments to infrastructure, the Igbo regions has always felt sidelined. Tinubu came into power promising to be a president for all Nigerians. But if he truly wants to prove that, then he cannot continue ignoring the cries of the Southeast. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu may be his biggest opportunity to show fairness. Think about it. The whole Southeast see Kanu not just a prisoner, but as a symbol of their struggle, their pain, and their hope. If Tinubu dares to ignore that, then he risks creating more tension, more sit at home, protests, and more insecurity in the region. But if he acts wisely and set Kanu free, he could win the political trust of the Igbo people. Something no recent Nigeria president has achieved. Alex Otti's revelation ties Tinubu's political legacy to Kanu's freedom, and that means the Southeast is no longer beginning but demanding. If you want peace, if you want support, prove it. Release our son. Otti and Tinubu's friendship runs deep. When Otti spoke about Tinubu being a man of his word, he wasn't just making a flattering political statement. He reminded everyone that he and Tinubu have been close friends for decades. That kind of relationship carry weight. in Nigeria politics. It means Otti has access to private conversation with the president, away from the cameras and media drama. If Tinubu gave him personal assurance that Kanu will soon be released, then Otti would naturally feel confident enough to say it publicly. In Nigeria politics, it's not only about laws and constitution, it is also about personal relationships, old friendships, and loyalty. Tinubu knows that if he disappoints Otti after such a bold public statement, it will stain their friendship and damage his credibility as a leader who keeps promise. This makes Otti's statement more believable. He wasn't speaking as just a governor. He was speaking as someone who has Tinubu's ear and who has reason to trust what the president told him. That is why this revelation should not be taken lightly. Southeast leaders are finally coming together. One of the biggest problems in the Southeast has always been disunity among leaders. While the people cry for freedom and justice, many politicians have often remained silent or divided. But this time, something different is happening. Dave Umahi, Tinubu's Minister of Works, revealed that the Southeast governors, senators, and ministers are now working together to push for a political solution to Kanu's case. This is a very powerful development. For years, the federal government ignored the cries of the people, partly because the Southeast leaders themselves were not united. But now, Otti, Umahi, and others are putting pressure on the presidency with one voice. And when the political class unites, Abuja listens. This unity sends a strong signal. The demand for Kanu's release is not just from ordinary people in the street. It is now an official demand backed by governors and lawmakers. If they keep this unity, Tinubu will have no choice but to bow to the pressure. This is why the coming months are very crucial. The political solution is already on the table. For years, Nnamdi Kanu's case has been trapped in the slow and complicated Nigeria judicial system. Endless adjournments, new charges, and courtroom drama have only dragged the case longer. But when Dave publicly said that a political solution is already being worked on, it changed everything. A political solution means the government has realized that this case can't be settled by courts alone. It means negotiation behind the scenes, deals, and compromise are now taking place. Remember, Nigeria has a history of using political solutions for sensitive cases, from Nigeria Delta militants to Boko Haram negotiation. Once the government admits a case is political, the outcome becomes a matter of a timing, not uncertainty. And Dave said it openly in front of everyone. That tells us that the decision has already been made. The only question now is when. And if Otti is already talking with confidence, then it shows that the release is no longer a maybe. It is only a matter of time. Kanu's health condition adds urgency. For months, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers have been crying out that his health is worsening in DSS detention. They even demanded his transfer to the National Hospital in Abuja for proper treatment. This issue is bigger than many realize. The Nigerian government knows that if Kanu's health collapses in their custody, the consequences will be explosive. The Southeast will not forgive, and the international community will react strongly. Nigeria has been embarrassed globally before extraordinary redemption. They cannot afford another scandal. This health crisis is pushing the government to act faster. Otti and Dave's statements show that even leaders are aware of this urgency. For Tinubu, keeping Kanu in detention while sick is a political time bomb. Freeing him, on the other hand, could be presented as a humanitarian gesture. a way to calm tension while also protecting Nigeria's image. Kanu's health is now one of the strongest reasons why his release may happen sooner than expected. Tinubu wants peace in the Southeast. No president wants to govern with constant crisis. The Southeast has become one of the most volatile regions in Nigeria. Since Kanu's detention, the sit-at-home orders, the rising anger, the security issues, they all trace back to his continued imprisonment. Tinubu knows that without resolving the Kanu issue, the Southeast will remain restless. And this unrest will affect his government image and achievements. Think about it. A president who wants to attract investors, build roads, and improve the economy cannot succeed if one region is always in flames. Releasing Kanu could be Tinubu's shortcut to restoring calm in the region. It could also open the door for dialogue with groups that have refused to listen before. This is why Otti's statement is powerful. It shows that Tinubu is already considering peace through release, not more violence. And if Tinubu truly wants to be remembered as a unifier, this is his golden opportunity. Otti's development project sent a message. During Tinubu's visit to Abia, Alex Otti made sure it wasn't just about speech. He showcased complete road, remodeled the Dr. Michael Okpara Auditorium, and unveiled new projects. Why does this matter? Because Otti is sending a message to the federal government. We in the Southeast are not lazy or unserious. We are building, we are progressing, and we deserve respect. By commissioning projects in the presence of Tinubu representative, Otti stressing his bargaining power. It shows that he is not only asking for Tinubu's freedom, but also backing it up with development and unity. It paints the Southeast as a region ready to move forward if only justice is done. This development, diplomacy is strategy. Otti is showing Tinubu that freeing Kanu will not only bring peace, but also encourage more growth, development, and national unity. It was a smart move, and it added more weight to his statement about Kanu's release. The whole world is watching. Many Nigerians forget that Nnamdi Kanu is also a British citizen. His extraordinary redemption from Kenya in 2021 was a massive international scandal that Nigeria has still not fully explained. The world is watching closely, from human rights groups to foreign government. If anything happens to Kanu in detention, Nigeria risks international sanction, diplomatic embarrassment, and global backlash. Tinubu is very aware of this. He cannot afford to make Nigeria look like a lawless state under his watch. That is why Otti's statement makes sense. It shows that the presidency wants to end this issue before it causes further global damage. Releasing Kanu peacefully would be a way for Tinubu to repair Nigeria's image abroad, and while also scoring political points at home. The world is watching, and Tinubu knows he has to act. That is why this new development cannot be ignored. The Southeast masses hold the final key. At the end of everything, the political promises, the speech, the negotiation, one fact remains: the power still lies with the people, the ordinary men and women of the Southeast who have stood by Kanu for years are the real force behind this struggle. Leaders can make promises, but without the constant pressure from the masses, those promises fade away. Otti himself admitted that he is listening to the voice of his people. That shows the importance of unity. If the Southeast remain law-abiding, united, and continues to demand Kanu's release peacefully, then no government can ignore them. The lesson is clear. Unity is power. If the people remain divided, the politicians will exploit it. But if they remain united, the Otti's word will not just be promises, they will become reality. The final push must come from the masses. Their strength, their persistence, and their unity will determine whether Kanu's freedom comes quickly or is delayed again. My people, after looking at all these facts, one truth is clear: we are closer to Nnamdi Kanu's freedom than ever before. This is not just ordinary talk. Governor Alex Otti has staked his reputation on it. Tinubu's political future is tied to it. Southeast leaders are now speaking with one voice. The world is watching. Kanu's head is creating urgency, and even top government officials like Dave have admitted that a political solution is already in motion. All these signs point to one conclusion: the chains holding Nnamdi Kanu will not last forever. The question is not if, the question is when. But we must be careful. Nigeria has a history of making promises to calm the people down, only to drag things for years. That is why this is the time for unity. This is the time for focus. If the Southeast remains strong, law-abiding, and united, no force can stop what is coming, because this is bigger than one man. This is about justice, dignity, and the future of our people. Now, I ask you, do you believe Alex Otti's word? Do you trust that Tinubu will act, or do you see this as another political trick? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear your voice, because your voice matters. And if you believe Kanu's freedom is close, then don't keep this video to yourself. Share it with your friends, your family, and every group you belong to. Hit the like button so the message spread wider, and subscribe if you haven't, because I will be here every day breaking down the truth they don't want you to know. Stay tuned, stay strong, and stay united. I am Captain Pulse, the people's soldiers, the voice of the streets, and I will not stop until justice is served.